David Brett, welcome to MSOM 602, the first week of the class. And so just wanted to make sure that I had a chance to give you a little bit of a preview of what to expect coming up in Lesson 1. I'm coming to you today from Dubai of the United Arab Emirates. And that big building behind me, let me try and pan around and then go all the way up. That's the tallest building in the world. That's the Burj Khalifa. And you probably, if you saw the Tom Cruise movie, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, that was the building that was featured in that movie. So just having a good time in Dubai today. Sorry, my hair is all wild and I am perspiring because it is hot here. So please excuse me for that. But I did want to make sure that I highlighted what you need to get started on and what the expectations were for Lesson 1 in Servant Leadership. The first thing that you normally do is you provide an introduction. Make sure you're detailed on this. In previous classes I've told this story, and it's absolutely a true story, that I had a student one time who read an introduction of a fellow student and sent them an email and said, hey, your experience looks like something that we're looking for in our company. We've just opened up a new position, and if you're interested in it, I'll send you the job description. You can send me your information. Perhaps we can get together and talk. And long story short, they got together and talked and was hired and it all started with the introduction that they gave in the class. So don't phone it in on these, okay? That's discussion 1. Remember, your initial post needs to be in by Friday, and your 2 response posts need to be in by Sunday night, 11:59. Okay? Discussion 2 is one of my favorites because it gives you a couple of really cool videos. One by a gentleman by the name of Drew Dudley who talks about lollipop moments. And it will hopefully give you a little bit of an interesting turn on leadership and may change some of your thought process on what leadership really is. And then the other video is by a gentleman named Bob David, and he begins to talk about the difference between management and leadership, and he provides some real-life examples of when he was leading an overall corporation. So I hope you look at both of those, and my purpose in that discussion board is to really talk about leadership. Before we put that word servant in front of leadership, I think you need to have a firm understanding of what leadership is and what it means to you. All right? That's discussion 2. The application this week has you go out and take a personal assessment that will assess how good a servant leader you are at this point. And so I've mentioned this before in my classes, but in every class that I teach, I always have the students take a personal assessment because I believe if all we do in higher education is fill your head full of facts, figures, and theories, but we don't teach you anything about you, I think we've failed. And so I always like to have students walk out of the class knowing a little bit more about themselves than they did when they walked in the class, as well as giving them some ideas and some tips on and some theories as well. But it has to be a nice balance between those two, okay? And so you'll take that assessment and then you'll write about it. And this is one of those ones where you can write in first person. Remember from prior classes, if you had me before, I do not like writing in first person. I do not appreciate it at all unless the paper is about you. And this is a paper about you. So you can write that in first person. I would encourage you to make sure that you read all the announcements in the course. Again, I do not send out many emails at all, but I do provide a whole lot of announcements. So every time you log into the course, make sure you read the announcements in the course. I've also provided some additional videos from prior classes that you've probably seen before, but these are good refreshers, particularly the ones about the CSU online library, because I want to make sure that you're using peer-reviewed research and not internet sources. Somebody told me this the other day, and I thought it was really good. It says Google is a search engine. It's not a research engine, okay? And so the CSU online library is a research engine, all right? Well, having a great time here in Dubai. You're going to see a lot of different cool places over the next few weeks that we're together. But as always, I'm always accessible. And so bounce me an email and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. All right, have a great week. Talk to you soon. Take care.